Blessed is the man that walketh not near the counsel of the heathen, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and this Lord as he hideth his sunrise and sundown. Him I go dear like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth fat fruit in his season. Him leaf never I go wither, and whatsoever him do shall prosper. Yea! The heathen them now they saw them dear like a chaff, which the wind driveth away. Therefore the heathen them never go tamper judgment of the sinner man them in the congregation of the righteous. But the Lord God Jah loveth the way of the righteous and the way of the sinner man them always and always. I go perish. Let the people of the Most High God say, Jah! The Lord is thy shepherd, I shall not want. Him maketh I lie down in a green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water them. Him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea! Though I rasta, I go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil, for thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Who prepare a table before I in the presence of our enemy them, who anointed I head with no oil, me cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy, I go follow I all the days of I ven, me I go dwell in the house of the Lord God Jah. Kadamawe Gurumabi where 2 centuries meet in the name of the Most High Jah. That's so Jaja there. If Jaja never build up your house, the builder I go build it in vain. Same way, if Jaja never watch upon your house, the watchman I go watch it in vain. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it, and them is safe. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Jah shall deliver him from all of them. And I give thanks. And I give thanks. And I give thanks. How my so bold sir? I done water. I was a sick player for. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Blakk Rasta. In every traditional African home, there is a black pot. And each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is something sumptuous cooking. You know why? Because there is a collaborative effort between the black pot and ingredients on one side. Now, the ingredients are of so many different types, shapes, sizes, colors, even aromas and flavors. Yet they put aside all these differences, relocate into the black pot, be subjected to some amount of heating, and then they produce that sumptuous, nutritious food that they do not even partake in eating. But we eat that. Yet, there has never been a time that the black pot and the ingredients would say, we are not coming together to produce food because we don't partake in the eating of the food. Selflessness. That's what we need. Now, the black pot represents the continent of Africa and the ingredients represent us. We must always come on the same platform and make sure that we collaborate to produce not food in this time, but development for our people, our continent, our land. We must be that Joshua generation, selfless generation that plants trees. For so long, we have been planting tomatoes, onions, and all those one-season crops, so we would harvest quickly, eat quickly, sleep quickly, die quickly, be buried quickly, and be forgotten quickly. Now we want to plant trees, even though we know that we will not live long enough to benefit from the shades of the trees. Does it really matter? Generations yet to come will benefit from that. Just like we are benefiting from the trees that were planted by generations that came before us, yet did not live long enough to benefit from the shades of these trees. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Blakk Rasta. Here we don't talk politics. What we talk about is patriotism. Here we don't criticize. But if we must criticize, we'll do that on one condition: to build and not to destroy. Here we are in the service of God and country. do business with us. Pick up our numbers on the screens and make sure that you call us and do business with us. Also, tell us what you think about us. You can also share your opinions, and we take those very seriously. Your messages are very important to us. Call us via WhatsApp, send us messages via WhatsApp, and we are ready to respond as quickly as we can. Remember that we are also on YouTube, and our YouTube channel is Blakk Empire Media. Blakk Empire Media, and Blakk is spelled B-L-A-K-K. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel and that you click on the notification button so you would always be notified to watch our broadcast. Now there is a new app and it's called Isit, and Isit simply means in spirit and in truth. If you are tired of social media that is so negative, so much nudity, nakedness, violence, and what have you, and ungodly things, then this is your app. It's called Isit. Developed right here in Ghana for the whole of Africa and controlled in America by Africans. This is our app. It's available on App Store and also on Google Play. Please download that. And what does it do? Negativity is all cut out. You can do video calls, messaging, ordinary calls, and it is just so smooth and so beautiful. It's been monitored 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to make sure that everything remains decent. Is it in spirit and in truth? This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushodemo, where we speak truth to power. Remember, I am also on Isit. Make sure that you connect with me so we can chat. Isit in spirit and in truth. My brother, my sister. Today we have a number of things we are looking at, and I need you to come along. The very first story we are looking at today is rolling on your screens, and we are live on Pan-African TV, also live on Loud Silence TV, super live on Blakk Empire TV, and via the power of satellite we are seen all over the world. Is Africa's economic hope only the IMF? Is Africa's economic hope only the IMF? Now, for some time now, so many African countries have been running to the IMF, International Monetary Fund. It looks like it's becoming Africa's only hope. Even great countries right here in Africa that have been independent for a very long time, like Ghana, like Nigeria, like Cote d'Ivoire, are all running to the IMF. What happened to our cocoa? What happened to our gold? What happened to our Tanzanite? What happened to all the wonderful diamonds in Africa? It looks like Africa's new hub of begging is the International Monetary Fund. Today, I sat back and I started to meditate and to ask myself, what is wrong with us? We have all these things that everybody wants, yet we have nothing that pleases us. We have the gold that the whole world wants. We have the diamonds that the whole world wants. We also have the cocoa that everybody wants in the world. Yet we keep going begging. The IMF is always running after us and making us look like little toddlers who have no brains. Should we prove that? Should we prove that? Remember recently Ghana had to go begging after our president told the whole world that he was looking towards that Africa that would have no aid use. In other words, no need for any aid. Africa without aid. Ghana without aid. We all applauded. We all were happy to hear that finally we will be economically independent. Unfortunately, the president became the very first beggar right after he gained power. He went straight up to Europe, America, and some other places begging. Now he's in China begging for crumbs off the Chinese table. So I sit back and I ask myself, what is really happening? Is it a curse? Now this same president, Nana Akufo-Addo, who a lot of African leaders were looking up to because of his experience as a veteran politician, has let the whole of Africa waste. At the same time, corruption will make sure that Africa will continue to be at the door of the IMF begging. Let me take you through a little journey. Look at what is happening to Zambia. Watch it up and see what is happening to Zambia. He says what? Zambia can't access $188 million IMF funds until creditors agree on debt restructuring. Zambia. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, says Zambia needs the nod of its bilateral creditors on the stalled debt restructuring before the country can access part of its bailout funds. Come here. Let's look at this. It's serious. The fund said in a statement issued Thursday, April 6, that although 188 million American dollars of Zambia's 1.3 billion bailout money was ready to be drawn down, it could not be paid out until the official creditors reached an agreement on the debt treatment exercise that started in mid-2022 but remains hanging. Dash this away. That's how humiliating it is. After going for so many meetings and agreeing on things, IMF finally comes to say that, listen, the first tranche of the money we are supposed to be bringing to you, you can't get it until you do this level of diligence. It's sad. It's our back. It's the same thing that happened with Ghana, debt restructuring. And the shameless leaders in power went after the money of retirees. People who were retired long ago. And monies that they had saved for their retirement and the medicines in their old age. Government wanted to take that and add that to the so-called debt restructuring machinery. These old men and women of this great nation had to leave the comfort of their retirement, come out and demonstrate and make noise to the whole world and ask the simple question: if you have mismanaged the country, is it our meager savings in retirement that will save your mismanagement and corruption? It broke my heart to hear things like that coming from patriots who had worked so hard and did not deserve to be treated like that. If anything at all, we should have gone round retirees' home to give them a bouquet of flowers for serving the nation well all the way down into retirement. Every retiree's home should be visited. But no, we rather wanted to steal their money by force restructuring. Now we are on the doors of China, knocking, asking China to come and help us. Yet we know how devastatingly terrible Chinese activities in the country are. Galamsey, illegal mining. That is the middle name of the Chinese in Ghana right now. They call our bluff every time. We are not Ghanaians. We don't know where the gold is. So who shows us where the gold is? It's the same Ghanaians. So we are complicit. And the Ghanaians are complicit as well. These are the things that are killing us. If China will leave our gold alone, if the corruption in the nation can be gotten rid of, if the mismanagement can be dealt with, we would rather loan IMF. If corruption in Africa can be dealt with, Africa would be the hub of cash for lending. Let me take you down history lane. In the days of the very first king of the unified Ghana Empire, Dinga Sisi, the Ghana Empire whose capital moved from Kumbisali to Agest in the unification, there was not a single poor person in that Ghana Empire. Led by the Soninkes, all the way down to the last king of the Ghana Empire, Tinkaminen, there was not a single poor person in the Ghana Empire. How did they do it? They were the first to teach the world how to smelt metal, how to mine gold, and all those other minerals. And they kept that to the benefit of the Ghana Empire. People came all the way from Spain to do business, sometimes even beg. They came all the way from Spain to beg. How did they do it? That's why I keep saying, nobody should ever be president of this country if they are not historians. You don't have to go to school to study history before you become one. You can study history in your own private time. Nobody should ever become president of this nation if he's not a patriot, Nkrumahist. No way. If the Ghana Empire that Nkrumah named this country after was that empire that did not have a single poor person, Nkrumah envisaged that for this present day Ghana. It's a very powerful name. I hear some demons running all over the place in the name of prophecies and all that, trying to talk down on this powerful name. But they have failed. Nkrumah chose a very powerful spiritual name for us. Why is it not working for us? Because we are corrupt. Because we are refusing to think. We have pushed away the very fundamentals of patriotism. The very fundamentals that made the Ghana a true empire. Come here. Watch this. Now, if the fundamentals are all broken down, how can we live in the spirit of the ancient Ghana Empire? It's not possible. Today, the world's two biggest cocoa producers, Ghana and La Côte d'Ivoire. It used to be Ghana #1, but Côte d'Ivoire took over. But these are the two biggest producers of cocoa in the world, Côte d'Ivoire and Ghana. Can you believe that they are at the IMF's door begging for funds? Look at Côte d'Ivoire. Watch this. Côte d'Ivoire runs to IMF for 3.5 billion bailouts. Staff level agreement reached just like Ghana. What's happening to us? We have the sweetest cocoa in the world. Cocoa that tastes like honey. Cocoa that is the envy of everybody. Yet we are still the hewers of wood and drawers of water. What is wrong with us? Can you believe this? The Ghana gold is one of the yellowest gold. Yellow. I'm talking about the color yellow. The yellowest gold in the world. People like it. The best diamonds you can get from Sierra Leone and South Africa. The best cocoa from Ghana. Ivory Coast next, and then Brazil. But we are always at the doors of the IMF. Why? You know why? It's very simple. We are a corrupt people. We lack patriotism. We are a mismanaged people, and our leaders are not sensible. No sense. That's it. No sense, common sense of patriotism. Their hearts do not beat for the welfare of Africa. It breaks my heart every time I have to think about this. In order to break away from the chains and the loins of the IMF, Africa must establish its own IMF, the African Monetary Fund, like Gaddafi thought about, and we can do it. We must have our own AMF so we can deal with that. We must have our own unified currency. Even the Ghana Empire of old, it had to be unified. And the capital was moved from Kumbisali to August. They taught the whole world the common sense of governance. Why are we doing this to ourselves? We have been blessed with almost everything that can be called wealth. Yet, we are not wealthy. Why? 3 things. Patriotism. And if you have patriotism, you have the rest of the 2. You run away from corruption, and at the same time, you would have the heart that beats for your nation in loyalty. This is the Blakk Pot. I wish I could talk, but I leave it here for the time being. Africa, come together. Intertrade. Patriotism. oneness, Pan-Africanism. And at the same time, we all must be in unity. They intentionally bring in their economic hitmen anytime we discover anything valuable, so that they give us laws that we don't even need, tie us down. So all the good things that come out from our discovery, they take that and give us the crumbs, so that we'll continue to be tied to the loins of the dirty IMF. Is this difficult to understand? Today, the whole world is breaking away from the American dollar. The same way we can also break away from the loins of the IMF. Russia, India, and so many other countries are breaking away from the dollar that has been so weaponized by America in the past, the petrodollar. Right now they have something called the BRICS. B stands for what? Brazil. R stands for what? Russia. I stands for India. My brother, my sister. C stands for China. And S stands for what? My brother, my sister. You look at all these things. Now BRICS is breaking down, or is being added up. Many more countries are coming inside. So the BRICS thing now would have to be called something else. My brother, my sister, we all need to sit up and make sure that we become loyal and patriotic to our lands, or else the mindset we have, we will keep running to other countries, running away from ourselves. How long can you continue running away from yourself? This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kuku Show, where we speak truth to power. Next! What is the next thing we're looking at? Watch it. It says, no visa free to South Africa yet. You remember that recently they were all saying that, oh, from Ghana you can go to South Africa without a visa. And I kept saying one thing. Even if this happens, and we are not careful, within 2 years, Ghana will be empty, and South Africa will use Ghana as a car park. South Africa is far, far way advanced than Ghana. South Africa respects human rights to a certain point and dignity. It's just a few miscreants who are involved in xenophobic activities in South Africa, in the black areas. It's the black areas that are so interested. And even that, Soweto and a few other places, they are those killing their own brothers because they have been programmed to hate themselves. As Julius Malema tells them every time, South Africa is an extremely beautiful country. When I'm in South Africa, I don't miss America. I don't miss England. I don't miss Spain. I don't miss England. Everybody around me knows that I love South Africa. As a vegan, I get anything vegan to eat that I want in South Africa. And if you are the type of man who like to see pretty ladies so natural, then South Africa is your place. If you are the kind of man like me who would like to see beautiful animals in their free environments and habitats, like the lion, the elephant, the cheetah, the leopard, South Africa is your country. Beautiful waterfalls. And you are giving Ghana the chance to travel to South Africa without a visa. Wow. South Africa is the country that has the highest unemployment rate in the whole of Africa. Yet, it takes care of its unemployed people. When you are pregnant in South Africa, they pay for your pregnancy and pay for a place for you to go and sleep. Accommodation. Just like in Libya, in the days of Gaddafi. America, England. South Africa is setting the pace. Apartheid came in. It was like South Africa had been broken down. South Africa came up very strongly again. And it doesn't look like they went through apartheid. Except that we still remember, it's like a scar on our brains, what they did to us in the days of apartheid. But hear me. The no visa to South Africa thing, if it happens, Ghanaians will all run to South Africa. They should not make it happen. If it does happen, then we are in trouble. people will run out of this country and leave it empty. Ghana should be able to work, build a country to a certain point, and when it gets to that point, then we can have visa free. But today I read something interesting and I said, my fears. Watch the story. It says, how many reasons Ghanaians still need a visa to go to South Africa? How many reasons? One reason? No. Two reasons? No. Three reasons. Ghanaians still need a visa to South Africa. And I love this. Boss it. Ghana is yet to act in respect of a 90-day visa-free arrangement for ordinary passport holders with the Republic of South Africa, despite the challenges businesses and individuals currently have to go through to acquire a visa to travel to Southern Africa. This is even 90 days old. Some people think that visa-free means go there and live there. No, they are giving you only 90 days. How many months? 3 months. But look at this. Aviation Ghana sources close to the issue explain that the South African Department of International Relations and Regional Cooperation tabled the offer more than a year ago so as to facilitate trade and investment between the two countries. But Ghana is yet to accept the terms. Did you hear that? Over a year ago, South Africa said, oh, the visas are ready. But these are the conditions. What are the conditions? Watch. The department offered a 90-day visa-free entry per year. That means every year you can enter South Africa and stay there for 90 days. After the 90 days is done, you have to look for a visa probably to enter. After the 90 days done. Only 90 days in the whole year. The department offered a 90-day visa-free entry per year for Ghanaian ordinary passport holders. Persons who want to stay longer would have the option of applying for visa to enable them extend their stay. How many days are in a year? 365 1/4 days. And out of this, they are giving you 90 days. After the 90 days expired, what do? You go now and ask for a visa. Come here, let's look at this. Hey, watch me. Despite these initial observations raised by Ghana, there has not been any further action on the South African visa waiver proposal. The RSA Home Office says it has been waiting all this while for Ghana to act and move the discussions forward so as to actualize the said arrangement. But there's another interesting thing. Ghana is said to have asked for 180 days because the 90 days will not be enough. They want more. A length of time rarely, that means it's normally not given, granted in such visa-free arrangements between two nations. It doesn't normally happen, but Ghana wants it. Additionally, while the SA Department of International Relations and Regional Cooperation was asking to have this done through a memorandum of understanding, since there already exists a bilateral relation between the two countries. You made a meaning out of it? However, Ghana says it is to table government arrangement through parliament before it can give effect to same. The last part is what is most interesting. The third issue is the removal of undesirable persons from the RSA. RSA, that's the Republic of South Africa, was the government of Ghana to bear the cost of returning its citizens who overstay their welcome or go contrary to the laws of the RSA, which reasons they became one whole nation. Government of Ghana disagrees according to close sources. Dash it away. Come here. Follow me. Hear me. This is terrible. Now South Africa says, forget all those other reasons. The one which is most interesting is that Ghana, we truly want your citizens to come. We love them. Just like you love us. But if your citizens come here and misbehave, vis-a-vis overstaying or getting themselves involved in criminal activities, and we have to remove them from the country, you pay their plane fare back. Do you agree? Very beautiful arrangement. So that your citizens would be what? Would be what? Disciplined. If you know that your citizens go there and overstay, be ready to pay their plane fare back. Number two, if your citizens go there and misbehave, take responsibility. You want visa free, we will give it to you. But this is the arrangement. In the UK, when Ghanaians are removed from there, the UK government will pay for you to return here. The Ghanaian government has its responsibilities too. But the UK government will not wait for the Ghanaian government to pay. They will send you out as quickly as they can. They will get rid of you. But they will make sure that they mark you so that you don't ever return there. South Africa says, we are ready, but pay if your citizens overstay there. Is it not a good arrangement? Or else the whole Ghana is going to be there because of our dirty leaders who have no common sense of patriotism. Congratulations, South Africa. So you see this. When is the visa free going to happen? Looking at this. I told you, it fall for water. This is the Blakk Port, aka Kukushonamon. Don't get me wrong. I want to see all Africans freely moving. I hate it when I see those artificial barriers. Again, some African countries are so mediocre-minded and careless. If you open your gates, they will come in and destroy your nation for you. Until we all decide to come under one currency and decide that we'll bind ourselves with the same rope of discipline, like the EU has done. We paved the way long ago when we came with the OAU, Haile Selassie Kwame Nkrumah, but we messed it up. It became a club of African dictators who go there to drink tea every time and discuss how they can rob the people and destroy Africa the more. Today, look at where the OAU is. It's now AU, running after EU. Oh, what a shame. Any which way. This is the Blakk Port, aka Kukushonamon, where we speak truth to power. We return. We have more. Hey!
Blakk Port, Kukushonamon.
This is the Blakk Port, aka Kukushonamon, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Blakk RASTA. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's called Blakk Empire Media, and the Blakk is spelled B-L-A-K-K. Empire Media. Click on the notification button so you would always be reminded to watch us anytime we come. And we are here Monday to Friday with such wonderful Pan-African stories for you. This is the Blakk Port. And remember, Isit is also here in spirit and in truth. It's the app that sounds African. It is the app that sounds positive. It is the app that gives you everything positive that social media will give you, but will take out all the negative things of social media. No nudity, no nakedness, no violence, no crime. In fact, this is an app made in Ghana for the whole of Africa, carrying the African spirit and the rest of the world. Isit It's available on App Store and also on Google Play. All you need to do is just to download, and then you start using it. There are tens of thousands of people in there. And the good thing is that you connect with family and friends via video calls, normal audio calls or voice calls. And at the same time, you'll be able to message. And it's so smooth and so nice. Take advantage of the app right now. It's free. Absolutely. I am on there. Make sure you connect with me. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kokoshonemo, where we speak truth to power. Come here. Next thing we are looking at is rolling on your screen. Watch it. What does it say? It says what? It says what? Meet Ghana's biggest gold smuggler. And he proudly says that he's Ghana's biggest gold smuggler. He's not even Ghanaian. This man, Otunfo, awarded him and clapped for him, the king of Ashanti. Find his photograph and give it to me. This guy confessed in a secret filming by Al Jazeera that he is one time Ghana's biggest gold smuggler. Yes, he was one time Ghana's biggest gold smuggler. And he's happy carrying that tag. And he knows that Ghanaians have suffered because of smuggling and some other forms of corruption. He doesn't care. After all, he profits out of the people's misery. And we have a king who would also award him. For what? What is the award for? This criminal. What's his name? Alistair. He's called Alistair. How does he do his business? He has his own term. You know, money laundering is so dirty. The money there is so dirty. So what he does is that he will wash the money. That's his term. I wash the money for you. Oh, Jesus. This is the king. Otiko Koso. That means he sits on gold. And this guy is the biggest gold smuggler. Otunfo has awarded him in an award ceremony. What is the connection between Alistair and Otunfo? Now, Alistair says he was one time Ghana's #1 gold smuggler. And he is linked to the king of gold in Ghana. Could he be speaking the truth? Could he be lying? Where did Otunfo find him to reward him? These are the people who are killing this country. The leaders. I don't take the kings out. The chiefs, the kings, they're all part of it. Yet, they don't expect you to talk because they are sitting on a traditional stool or a skin, and they believe that the spirits are all around them and supporting all the rot they are doing. It's unfortunate, brethren. We can't have a country like that. Give me the story. This is from Ghana. I was the biggest gold smuggler in Ghana at one time. And his name is Alistair Matthias. Alistair Matthias, a Canadian international based in Dubai, has once again boasted of his illegal gold smuggling abilities, which occurred in Ghana. Alistair Matthias, one of the individuals recorded with secret cameras in the Al Jazeera undercover investigation called the Gold Mafia, has indicated that he was at one point the biggest gold smuggler in Ghana. Come here! In the first episode of the documentary, Matthias told undercover journalists that he could smuggle about $40 million worth of gold to $60 million worth of gold from Ghana every month. Hey! So let's even take the list. The foot. $40 million times 12. You are going towards 500 million in 1 year. Smuggling. Yet we are at the IMF's door asking for how much? 3 billion. This development left some citizens in Ghana with shock as to how the activity was conducted and gone unnoticed for so long. But in the third episode of the 4-part documentary aired by Al Jazeera on April 6, 2023, undercover journalists discovered that one of the companies Alistair Matthias used for his gold smuggling activities was GOV'T Resources, Ghana. The company, which is registered in Ghana, is well documented in our files following an investigation carried out in 2020 and is a non-member of the Chamber of Bullion Traders, Ghana. Very well registered. Although its offices could not be traced by the Al Jazeera investigative team, Matthias is said to have used this firm to launder money all over the world through other companies and refineries with clients such as African politicians, Russians, and other criminal cartels. Criminal. The Otumfo awarded a criminal. However, documents shared on the Gold Mafia documentary showed that Matthias GOV'T Resources firm conducted transactions of about $16 million with Kaloti precious metals at a specific time. In an interaction with undercover reporters from Al Jazeera, Alistair Matthias explained that to legitimize his money laundering activities, he had to register other companies across the world covering places like Switzerland, Dubai, and Africa. I do it here, that's in Switzerland. Wherefore, track record. Because, more for track record. Because I have an existing business here, then the source of funding is not a problem. So that's why I have setups everywhere. Whatever is like gray area, I take into Dubai. In Ghana, I was the biggest at one point. I was doing 1 ton and 1.5 ton every month. So about $40 to $60 million every month. I was exporting smuggled gold out of Ghana. Alistair Matthias told the female undercover journalist posing as an investor. While GOV'T Resources Ghana has denied ever engaging in money laundering or Alistair Matthias being the owner or serving as a director of the company, it is part of some 5 gold exporters in Ghana cited in connection with highly suspicious dealings with businesses including Kaloti Precious Minerals Group. Abochimbarao Shimabarao Nifa. Abochimbarao Shimabarao Nifa. The friend of a thief is a thief. These transactions included transfers of funds within the gold industry amounting to about $2.8 billion. Look at it, smuggled. Yet we need $3 billion to keep the nation alive, or else we'll all die. Documents and records, according to Al Jazeera, also showed that the bank compliance officers had reason to believe that Kaloti Precious Minerals had dealt in suspicious transactions in illegal gold over a period of time, with some of these funds paid to companies located in Ghana. So that's what we do. Dash it away. This is nasty. It's nauseous. Come here. So this is what we do to our motherland. God bless our homeland, Ghana, and make our nation great and strong, bold to defend forever the cause of freedom and of right. Fill our hearts with true humility, make us cherish fearless honesty, and make us to resist oppressors with our will and might and forevermore. With our will and might forevermore. With our will and might forevermore. Help us to fight oppressors' rule. Make us cherish fearless honesty. But we are the most dishonest people on earth. Very dishonest. Look at our national anthem. How will God bless you when you are so dishonest? How will God bless you when your king of gold is awarding criminals and deniers all over the place? And our investigation machinery is worse than toilet paper on wordiness. Can I say it? Or should I just shut up so I can live long and die long in hopelessness, poverty, misery, and foolishness? Alpha Blondie has a song, Jah Glory. I don't wanna die in poverty. Daram, 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 tum, tum. I don't wanna die in misery. Tum, daram, daram, tum, tum. Give I, give I, give I. Oh, Jah, give I, give I. How many of us know that song? Should I keep quiet and die in misery? Should I keep quiet and die in poverty? Or should I just speak so my life can be short at least, but will improve the lives of those coming? Which do you choose? What does it worth it to live long in misery and in pain? It's better to live short and live a quality life. True? 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 Some people would like to live long and never die, even if they are slaves forever. But it is better to live short as a king than to live long as a slave. When we return, we got more. Hey! Wayo!
Blakk Cuckoo Show, man.
This is the Black Pot, aka Cuckoo Show them, where we speak truth to power. Come here. Next story. Watch it. It's rolling. And what does it say? Watch it. It says criminals take over Ghana government. Wow. I'm not surprised. Criminal activities all over. Leaders all over Africa. Looks like these leaders are forming a criminal cartel. You sit back and look at their activities and you just want to go live in a cave all your life in there and forget the rest of the world. Criminal place. You cannot even fall on the clergy anymore. There are more criminals in there than even in politics. And if you want to even fall on old men, they are those who are the leaders of Africa, presidents and prime ministers all over. They are more corrupt than Satan himself. So where should we go? What is happening to us? An old man would come speaking all the virtues, like Nana Akufo-Addo. Oh, I'm too old to be corrupt. I don't need anything. I've lived my life already. Yet he comes in and corruption is clapping for him because they are good friends. What is this? But who is saying that criminals are just about to take over the country? Oh, okay. If a man like this speaks, I can take him serious. This man is called Daniel Domlevo. In fact, at a point, he was our auditor general of this country. And he made sure like the whip. The president disliked him after he fingered some members of his team, his cartel, as involved in some kind of controversial criminality. So they hounded him out of office. Let's look at what he's saying. Watch it. Domlevo fears criminals may be funding political leaders in Ghana. Hey. Wow. Run it. And this is from 3 News. Former Auditor General Daniel Domlevo has expressed concerns that criminals may be funding political leaders to get them into office to enable them to go ahead with their illegal activities. He wondered why some laws in Ghana are not being enforced to deal with, for instance, the issue of illegal small-scale mining, Galamsey. Because criminals, like like we were told recently by Professor Frimpong, even from the Flagstaff House, now they call it Jubilee House, criminals are those who are funding this illegal gold mining activities. Asked whether the country risked having criminals funding political parties, he said on the Ghana Tonight show on TV 3 Tuesday, April 4, that why not? Because these are people who know that if a right-thinking and upright party leadership is in place, they may not have room to operate. That's correct. Because illegal mining should not be allowed. There are some types of trades that should not be allowed. So the best thing for them to do is to invest in who becomes the head of the country. That is the reason why at times it beats you and our minds why some laws cannot be enforced. It is because we don't know who pays the piper. And you know the one who pays the piper is the one who causes the tune. So that is how dangerous it is. And the earlier the Electoral Commission takes work, the better it is for us. Otherwise, we may have criminal people who would like to run away from, who we would like to run away from, rather dash it away. His point has been made. Now, criminals will make sure that for their activities to continue, we don't have leaders who can crab the whip. So they will pay and sponsor criminal leaders in power so they can do their thing. Party Hienska. We all heard that. Party Hienska. Our party needs money. So whatever will bring us money, it doesn't matter what it does to the Ghanaian people. Go ahead and do it. My brother, my sister, Daniel Domlovo has made his mind clear about this. And his point has been well made. Gangs are now going to be the kingmakers. Criminals, mafia gangs. If not so, how did a criminal like Alistair find his way all the way to an award ceremony where Otumfuo allegedly awarded him? What's happening? Dash it away. This is the Black Pot, aka Kuku Shodomo. And we are done. China to the rescue of Ghana's sugar-free markets. Wow. So there's no sugar in Ghana. The first time we saw sugar in Ghana was when Kwame Nkrumah was here, the Commander Sugar Factory. It was huge and nice, and we all enjoyed it. Brown sugar in those days. You remember St. Louis sugar? Brown and nice. In those days, raw sugar. But all of a sudden, Commander went down, boom. Mahama came in and politically tried to bring it up, but it became the home of cockroaches and lizards and snakes. After taking so much millions from the Indians to come and fund that thing, they failed. Now Nana Akufo-Addo came, and look at the headlines. What did they say? That they were going to make sure that sugar was going to be produced at Commander, right? That sugar to be produced at Commander. Watch this. Commander Sugar Factory begins production, and this is what? Up 2022, up till now, not even a cube of sugar has been produced. Not even a cube of sugar. All of a sudden, they've moved to Bui. Next headline. Bui is now going to bring us sugar. Watch it. Bui Sugar Factory to start production. The Bui Power Authority has leased part of its acquired land to Bui Sugar Factory Limited to produce 1,000 tons of sugar every year to augment the country's sugar needs. Bui. So that's where the factory is. Dash this away. Do you have any pictures for this? Watch this. Now these people are here. Commander Sugar Factory is no more producing. Bui is coming up. And now Chinese investors set to build largest sugar producing factory in Ghana. Now China is coming in to produce sugar, the biggest in the country, when there's none. There's none. And China is coming to build the biggest. It means you have already made up your mind. No matter the amount of sugar you produce in the country, you can never match the power of Ghana, China in Ghana when it comes to sugar production. So that's the mentality we have. China to the rescue of Ghana's sugar-free market. What happened to Commander? They gave dates, times, they failed. Oh, we are producing sugar. Nothing. The last time we heard about them, we heard that they went to Makola market to go and buy sugar and lied that the sugar was produced at Commander. Next time we'll go into the nitty-gritties of this story. For now, we have run out of time and we're going to leave it here. My name Blakk RASTA. Remember to download the Isit app. It is the app for you, social media app. It is the perfect one for you. No negativity, smooth flowing, meet people of like minds who can propel your business and make your business work good. Isit is on App Store. Yes, App Store and Google Play. And of course, remember to also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yes, and click on the notification button so that you can feel us every time we release anything. And of course, it's all in the interest of our people, our continent, our land. This has been the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushodom, where we speak truth to power. And I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate you. God be with you. Hey!
Thank you.